The torch goes out, and right there in that moment, a lot of referees make the fight less interesting. Because the first instinct is usually, okay, everybody takes a penalty. And that sounds reasonable. It's also the fastest way to turn darkness into a bland math problem. And that is not what darkness is in BX. Darkness is not mainly about being worse at swinging a sword. It is about not knowing what the hell is happening 3 feet in front of you. That is the real shift. You cannot see faces. You cannot judge distance cleanly. You cannot be sure who just moved. And once the melee starts shifting around, you may not even know whether the shape in front of you is the goblin, the dwarf, or empty space where the goblin was a second ago. So if the party loses light in combat, I would not start with penalties. I would start with one question. Who do you think you are attacking? That is the old school question. Because if the answer is obvious, do not invent trouble. If the fighter is holding a doorway, the orc is right in front of him, and nobody else is mixing it up in that space, then fine. He knows where the orc is, roll the attack normally. Darkness is dangerous enough on its own. You do not need to make it stupid. But once the fight gets crowded, that changes. Now, somebody is backing up. Somebody else is pushing forward. The thief slips past on the side. The cleric is fumbling for a torch. The magic user is trying not to die. Bodies are moving, people are yelling, and the whole thing is turning into noise and confusion. That is where darkness matters. Not as a penalty, as uncertainty. And not just uncertainty about whether you hit, uncertainty about whether you are swinging at the right target in the first place. So, this is the method I would use. First, decide whether the intended target is actually clear. If yes, run the attack normally. If no, the player still tells you what he or she is trying to do. I swing at whatever is right in front of me. I attack the thing I heard on the left. I stab toward the doorway. Good. That's enough. Then you judge how confused the situation really is. If things are only a little muddled, maybe there's a 1 in 6 chance to have the wrong target. If it's a tight melee in pitch darkness, maybe it's 2 in 6. If it's total chaos, maybe 3 in 6 or worse. And if they guessed wrong, they still attacked. They just attacked the wrong thing. That keeps the danger where it belongs. The fighter did not suddenly forget how to fight. The situation stopped being readable. That is a much better old school answer than take the -4. Now, let's get the question everybody immediately asks. What are the odds I hit my own ally? And that's a fair question. But I wouldn't solve it with a universal friendly fire chart. I would solve it with position. If your ally is actually part of the mess in front of you, then yes, your ally is one of the possible wrong targets. If your ally is not part of the mess, then no, they're not. Simple as that. So let's say the dwarf and the fighter are shoulder to shoulder in a corridor. 2 goblins are pressing them. The torch just went out and a cleric lunged in to help. Now, you've got a pile up. Now, if someone blindly hacks into that knot of bodies, there's a real chance he tags the wrong target. That feels fair. But if the fighter is alone and the choke point and the magic user is 20 feet back by the wall, then no, I'm not going to pretend every bad swing might somehow clap the magic user in the skull. That's nonsense. Let the risk come from where people actually are. That keeps darkness tense without making it cartoonish. And it does something else that matters. It makes formation matter. It makes spacing matter. It makes players care about who is carrying light and who is protecting that person. And here's exactly what you want. Because if darkness changes nothing except a number on the die, then darkness is not really going to do its job. Now, let's talk about infravision, because this is where people often overcorrect. Yes, infravision helps. No, it does not turn the character into a walking set of night vision goggles. And that is a mistake. An infravision user should have a better sense of bodies, movement, and where the danger is. And they should. Let it matter. But I would not treat it as a perfect detail. It reduces confusion. It does not erase confusion. So if a human fighter is dealing with a 2 in 6 wrong target chance, maybe the dwarf with infravision is only dealing with a 1 in 6. Maybe what is murky for one character is clear enough for another. And that is fine. That is useful. But make infravision feel valuable without making it feel absurd. And no, I would not let the dwarf stand in the back and feed everyone else perfect battlefield coordinates. Can he shout, "On your right"? Oh, of course. Can it help? Sure. But in the middle of a close, moving, chaotic melee in darkness, shouted directions are just shouted directions. They're useful, not perfect. And that is the line I would keep. Now, here's the part I think matters the most. Before you even touch the die, ask whether the party should be fighting this way at all. Because one of the best rulings for darkness is not mechanical, it's tactical. Back up, relight a torch, drop behind a doorway, brace a choke point, withdraw, reset the fight. That is old school play. Darkness should push players toward better decisions, not just worse odds. And that is why I would keep this whole thing as simple as possible. If the target is clear, roll normally. If the target is not clear, roll for a wrong target. And only include allies if allies are actually in danger of being struck. Let infravision reduce uncertainty, but not abolish it. And always ask whether the smarter answer is not, how do I attack in the dark? But why am I still fighting in the dark? That is the real question. That is the real lesson. Because in BX, darkness is not there to make combat fiddly. It is there to make light precious, formation important, and confusion dangerous. Run it that way, and the next time the torch goes out, the table will feel it immediately. Thank you, and God bless you all.